And a warm welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining me on my Sunday morning Facebook chat, where I look at conscious eating, conscious living choices, choices that we make as an individual, with our families, communities, what has been our cultural history, and what have we learned recently. Uh, we look at science, food science, and science, and what's out there. So today's chat is on nightshade confusion. What should we really believe? So, hello, friends. Today I want to chat about something that's actually been stirring in the health world for a while now, nightshades and the growing fear around foods like tomatoes, potatoes, peppers, and eggplant. If you follow people like Dr. Gundry, you may have been told to avoid these foods because of compounds like lectins and alkaloids, which are said to cause inflammation, digestive upset, and joint pain. I actually followed his thinking for a few years, and I tried the supplements, I read the books, but after a while I started to feel the weariness that comes from constantly being told one more thing is dangerous. I don't have bananas and don't have that. Well, you know what? It started to feel less like empowerment and more like fear marketing. And I don't want that. So I'm just here to share with you my thoughts. And I always invite you to do your own research. It's your body. So I'm going based on what I have learned. And so let's get going with that. Not everybody agrees with this restrictive view. Ocean Robbins recently shared a fantastic article questioning the hype around nightshades, pointing out that most of the claims against them lack solid research. When we actually look at the data, the truth is properly cooked nightshades are incredibly nutrient dense. Tomatoes, for example, are rich in lycopene, which reduces oxidative stress and inflammation. Peppers contain capsaicin, which can help reduce pain. Potatoes, especially red and purple ones, contain resistant starch, antioxidants, and minerals that support gut and bone health. And eggplants offer anthocyanins that are deeply anti-inflammatory. It's like the blueberries. There's no good evidence that moderate, well prepared nightshade intake causes harm for most people. Yes, some folks do have sensitivities or specific conditions, autoimmune, inflammatory, bowel, or joint related, where nightshades might worsen the symptoms. That's real. And for those individuals, avoiding them might help. But for the majority of people, these foods can be nourishing and healing, especially when part of a whole food, plant rich diet. Anthony William, the medical medium, takes a broader view. He doesn't demonize nightshades and instead brings attention to bigger culprits like dairy, gluten, processed fats, and chemical laden convenience food, all of which have a much clearer link to inflammation and chronic illness. He reminds us that our livers, guts, immune systems are already burdened by environmental toxins and poor quality food. It makes sense that if we're eating heavy animal fat, processed sugar, and then blaming tomatoes, we may be missing the bigger picture. So, what do we do with all this? I think the real question isn't, are nightshades bad? But how do they make me feel? How do they make you feel? And that's where we really need to be more in tune with the food we eat. And with Ayurvedic understanding, sometimes it takes 30 days for that food to process through. I think there's 7 layers within our body. And so what you had a week ago might be showing up, or 3 weeks ago might be showing up. I guess that's what, if you keep a food diary, you can keep track. I've tried that and then I kind of forget about it. And so go with how does your body feel? And listen to it and ask. Use the pendulum, which, you know, use the trusty pendulum. It's an energy sensor. Everything is energy. Food is energy. Vitamins and supplements are energy. And so when you say, and you have to show me yes and get your yes, and then show me no, and get the no, and then you hold the apple in your hand or whatever it is and say, or the tomato, and say, and just ask, is this in my highest and best interest for my whole optimum wellness? And you get the yes or the no. And it does change, depending if you've had a whole flood of tomato, pasta, whatever, and it says no, that's for today. So pay attention. It changes from day to day. Maybe a couple of days of potatoes, and then you take a break. Or, that uh, the study that was done, over 10 years ago now, where they found that you have a variety of 30 different plant foods in a week. And change up the potatoes if you love potatoes. Oh my gosh, the grocery store I go to has got like 5 different kinds of potatoes. I go, wow, Hawaiian ones and yams and purple ones and all sorts of kinds. So eat different kinds because they all offer something different. The creator of all it is put these plants on the planet to nourish us. And how are we paying attention? In my new book, Whispers from the Earth, embracing the beautiful energy of soil and the soul of soil, the soil speaks to us. It nourishes us. And how can we listen to that and eat the most nutritional food? And yes, there's science that says, yay, yeah, this is rich in this and this is rich in that. I mean, the ancients kind of knew about that a long time ago. And today our soil has changed. We add so many chemicals to it. Um, so, uh, think about that and use your pendulum, and you can use your body. Your body is the greatest, simplest pendulum. And you just ask, show me no, and it will go in a different direction. Show me yes, and it will sway, and it's different for everybody. And use that as your testing because it's your body. So we live in a time where food advice can feel overwhelming. I know I'm there. Everyone has a program to sell, and yet tomatoes have been part of Italian cuisine for centuries. Potatoes nourished entire cultures. Peppers and eggplants are staples in traditional healing cuisines all over the world. Let's not throw out ancestral wisdom in favor of trendy caution. If nightshades work for you, enjoy them. If they don't, skip them with love. But let's stop being afraid of real food. Let's keep listening, not just to the latest expert, but to our bodies, our cultures, and some common sense. So there we have. Don't fear the food, fear the disconnect from your body's wisdom. And that's from Rosie Q. So I hope you enjoy this and continue to explore how you feel with your food. The spices, the herbs, Ayurvedic, um, Indian cooking, all those spices that actually help with the digestion. There's a reason they put them there. And 5,000-6,000 years of practice, and they've got this understanding. And yes, we have this mix of environmental stuff. And Anthony William has a heavy metal detox. Try it. I have celery juice in the morning, cleans out the liver, pulls out toxins. The greens, the spirulina, the barley juice grass powder, cilantro, those are plants that help clean the body. And first thing in the morning, what I do, lemon water, fresh squeezed lemon juice in some water, and that helps because the liver, the brain, they've been working all night to clear out toxins. So how can we assist our body? So it's just something to think about. Thank you for joining me. And any questions? Rosie's Joy. Rosie's Joy 11. Something like that. At gmail.com. Um, And so anyway, or just, answer on the Facebook or the YouTube page. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, until next time, thank you for joining me. Toodaloo.